Okay, so I had a video of part 1, what I do before people come over. It gave me 10 minutes, it gave me 20 minutes. So I start with the entryway because that's the first thing that people are going to see when they walk in my door. Like I said, I tidy up my shoes, I clean up any clutter or toys. So I will throw away toys, I'll throw away paper. Often if it's a moment where I'm trying to clean before people come over, this is probably not the most efficient use of your time. It's probably not the smartest way to do it. But as a busy mom, sometimes it just needs to get done. If there are things that I don't, what I'm trying to say is the best way to do things would be a one-touch system. So if you pick something up and you know that it goes somewhere, you should just go put it there. But there are times where I just see a huge pile of papers or a huge, like that are like bills that I need to open, or my planner, or my Bible, or like there's just a big stack of things that I'm like, I don't have time to put all of these things away. Again, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that it works as a temporary solution. I will just throw everything in a reusable shopping bag and hide it somewhere. Like it looks better in a bag in the corner versus like scattered all over the floor. But again, if it's trash, like trash goes in a trash bag, and let's look at this later, goes in another bag. I have lost stuff that way because I forget where I put it. So again, not saying it's the most efficient or the best way to do things, but in a rush, my goal is just to make things look less cluttered so that it's not distracting. So the next thing I said was I'll go into the kitchen, and usually my friends and I like to sit at the kitchen table to talk. I don't have like an island or anything like that. And usually the kids are playing in the family room. And I don't like food in the family room. I don't have enough time to clean multiple rooms with food in them. So food stays in the kitchen. I tell my kids food stays at the table. So oftentimes, there's stuff on the table that needs to be wiped down, and crumbs under the kitchen table. So that's my next thing. That's the next room that the people walk into. As far as putting toys away before people come over, I don't super stress about it. Yes, there are times where I have my kids, especially my younger ones, I'll have them clean up some toys. I make it super simple. I have like one bin. Like if you know what those cubes are, you can get like a 2x3 cube. You can get 3x3 cube, like where there's 9 spots or 6 spots. So anyway, that size of a bin that like pulls in and out, like a fabric bin, I got mine on Amazon for like super cheap. So anyway, all of the toys that we have in our family room, and it's a very large space, all of the toys that I have in that family room fits in that bin. And oftentimes kids will, some of my kids will bring in toys from other rooms. I don't have everything nice, neat, and organized. That hasn't been a good, I like that idea that like, oh, all the little people go here, all the dinosaurs go here. That system is too much for me to keep up with. So I just go on quantity. I just control the quantity of toys that comes in and out of that room. And so if I'm having the kids clean up, I just I'm like, grab your bin and just put everything in there. Now the caveat to that is there are a couple toys that they have in the family room that are larger toys that don't fit in the bin. And I'm okay with that too, because I still don't have a ton of those. So maybe there would, like, depending on the week, because I don't like rotate through stuff like on a schedule, but like at random times throughout the year. I don't know, maybe twice a year. I don't even know I don't know. Do I do it more often than that? I don't remember. But sometimes I rotate through toys just if I feel like, oh, they haven't played with this in a while. I'm going to take it away. Oh, let's bring in some more toys that maybe they'd be excited about. Anyway, so like maybe there's like a little people airplane. Maybe there's a little people house. Maybe there's one that I'm thinking of right now is a garbage truck toy that a friend of ours gave us. And so they have like some of those bigger pieces, and those just get put under the changing table. And like I said, we have like one, maybe two of those fabric bins where stuff gets put in there. Stuffed animals, I send them back up to the kids' rooms. If they migrate down to the family room, I send them back up to the kids' rooms. And then also, if there's like too many toys then can fit in the fabric bin, then I find another place for them. I'll like put them up in another bin in one of the little boys' closets that is usually locked. That it's kind of like a storage area for toys. It's not like a toy bin where they can like get that stuff out all the time. It's more of a storage area where it's tucked away and they don't have access to it. So like I said, when people are coming over, sometimes I'll ask the kids to put away the toys before people come over, but most of the time not, unless it's unsafe, unless they've got into something that's like so big and messy that kids would be tripping over it or something. What's the point of putting away toys when kids are just going to get them out anyway? Like when people show up to my house, it's not a house tour. It's a, hey, let's hang out time. And so my focus is on the relationship. And I don't want people to come over and think like I always keep my house clean. I don't want the expectation of every time that they come over to my house, they're thinking like, oh, Lauren's going to have a super clean house. And like, what's wrong if, something's out of place? I don't need that for me. I don't need that for them. And I also want them to be encouraged. They don't have to have their house spick and span when I'm come over. So like, why would I put that expectation on myself? Like, we're just here to hang out. Like I said, I like to clean it up so there aren't distractions. Like I don't want them to put their like elbow on the table and it sticks to it because we had maple syrup early that morning. But like the places that I know they're going to hit, I try to just tidy up to the best of my ability and just like clean the counter off a little bit. I'm serious. When I clean off my kitchen counters, it looks amazing, but I don't clean it to the point of stressing myself out, of yelling at my kids because I'm so stressed out, I want my kids to want to have people over, not like mommy gets so stressed and they don't even want to have people over anymore. And I also, like it sounds silly, but I will intentionally leave things lived in because I have found that it makes people feel more comfortable. I said in part one, I had a friend of mine and she said, thank you for leaving dishes in the sink. And she went on to like have people over to her house and like she invited us over for lunch. She like made soup for us for lunch. I don't typically make food for people. If they're coming over, I invite them like between meal times so I don't have to have them over. Unless it's a really good friend and I want to spend the whole day with her or she's in from out of town or whatever, like then we'll figure out something super simple. Like chicken fingers and french fries in the oven for the kids or whatever. I do what works best for me. I'm not out to impress anybody. I love helping my guests to feel welcomed and to feel cared for. I do like making coffees for my friends when they come over. That's not really a cleaning hack, but that is one thing maybe I'll, it's not really going out of my way. I pour an espresso shot, I steam some milk, throw maple syrup in it. That's my signature latte. Put in some homemade vanilla maybe. But yeah, as far as cleaning tips, like right before guests come over, that's what I do. If I have more time, if I have more than 10 minutes, having people over is a great excuse to clean. I don't always I used to love cleaning. It was like a stress reliever for me, but I feel that I don't have the time that it needs. As of late, as of the last 5+ years more. 13 years, can I say that? But what I will say is Used to love cleaning, but I don't do it as often as I used to. And what I will say is that, like, when we hosted small group in our home several years ago, it was nice that every week, was it Thursday nights? I can't remember. Like, I knew people were coming over that evening, and I would take my Bissell Crosswave. It's like a wet, dry mop at the same time. And I would Bissell just like my kitchen floor. I do not have a huge kitchen. Um, but it was one of those bang for your buck, make the place look clean. Again, I don't have a ton of time to clean. I don't keep up with cleaning outside of like wiping down countertops and stuff like that, like necessary cleanly things so I can make the next meal or we can eat the next meal. So if I have maybe 20 minutes, I do like to run the Bissell Crosswave on my laminate floors because, if I'm already having to run the vacuum, why don't I just use get out the Bissell, take a couple extra minutes, fill it up with some hot soapy water, or I used to do hydrogen peroxide. I think that ruined my laminate though. I have like little tile pieces coming up that aren't real tile, they're laminate. But it just made the floor look so clean, and it wasn't one of those things where it wasn't wasn't a ton of extra effort, but for whatever reason, it just like clearing off your countertops, even if you have to like throw it in a bag and put it under the cabinet, which I am going through some of those bags now. Because I'm like, why don't I have room in my kitchen for my appliances or whatever? Like, that'll be another post. But yeah, I have just found different things that don't take much time, but they make a huge impact visually, that like, oh, wow, this is a clean floor. Like, not that people are coming in looking for my clean floors, but I don't know, I kind of get grossed out, I probably see more dirt in my own home than in other people's homes because I'm around it so much. But I clean it up to the point where I just don't want it to be distracting. I don't want people falling over things. I don't want kids stepping on toys or whatever. So yeah, those are my tips when it comes to having people over. And I think it sets people free from a lot of expectations. I think it's a domino effect, helping other people to feel like they can invite friends over too, because they don't have to have the house like totally perfect, like it was a real estate showing. I'm not here to sell my house. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to, and it's always with kids. Like, it's play dates. It's not even like, let's be honest. I want to show up at my friend's house with like a mom bun and like a messy bun and sweatpants, I want to show up and her offer me coffee. Like, I really don't want to show up and she's like afraid for me to like, I don't want to go to a place where I feel like I constantly have to watch my kids that they're not going to mess something up. That is not my house, and that's not my culture. I want people to feel warm and welcome, that like they're not going to mess anything up, like we're cool here, but also that they're not like distracted and disgusted, if I haven't like cleaned. So anyway, I hope that helps, and I hope that you have the courage to invite people over, because you're worth knowing. You're worth knowing. You have a story. Someone else has a story. Someone else should be hosting, or could be hosting, I think is a better way of saying it. And for you to be the one to invite them over to your house, you never know where that's going to lead. You never know who needs to hear your story. You never know who's going through a rough time. And you just happen to be the one that opens your door. I've had so many conversations around my kitchen table. I've had so many conversations even after the play date's over, where people just felt that play date was a source of connection, or that me inviting them over for coffee was a place of connection, was a place that they felt safe, that even though maybe they didn't bring it up in that moment, even though they weren't going through anything that day, they circle back around because they realize you care and you're normal and you're not perfect and you don't have it all together, and your kids fight, and you had dirty dishes in your sink, and like, you're normal like the rest of them. So that's my whole goal. I just want women to be connected with other women, encouraging each other, passing on mom hacks and encouragement and wisdom. Not that we have it all together, but I might know a little something and you might know a little something, and this worked for me and that worked for her. Let's raise our kids together. Let's go play together. Let's go to the gym together. Let's make meals for each other. Let's do a girls' night. Like, that's my thing. Just building community, building connections, encouraging moms where they feel isolated or stuck or broken or not enough. I think it's way too easy to be isolated these days and to compare yourself to somebody's highlight reel. That's not the goal. That's never been the goal. So anyway, that is my hope with this channel. And if you like it, subscribe and share this episode. Look for more episodes. Give comments, feedback. I'm open to any of it. All right. Have a great night. Bye.